Now, there was one thing you said to me in Detroit when we were filming Rush that really stuck with me. I think it was like, we were only a couple days into filming. So I'd only known you for a couple days at that point. And we were talking about your name, Lou Ferrigno Jr. And you had mentioned something to me that really stuck with me, and I still think about it every once in a while these days. And you're talking about how you had this drive to go out there and make the name your own. Your father's obviously a pretty big figure in film. He's played a lot of rather pivotal characters, Hercules, the Hulk, etc. But you had this drive to go out there and define yourself as Lou Ferrigno. So when somebody says Lou Ferrigno, they're speaking about you. And that really stuck out with me because that's a really, I think, admirable quality, a really cool drive to have to make your name yours. And that was really, really neat. But I'm curious, what are some of the advantages to having the name Lou Ferrigno versus what are some of the disadvantages?
Well, the advantage for me personally, honestly, is when someone comes up to me and they see the name and a light shines in their eyes and they're glowing. And it's at the market or when I'm on the phone with someone in another state, like a Wells Fargo type of thing. And it just gives them such joy. That's what's really great. And
that's
I'm
cool.
And that's what really drove me to do what I do today is because I'm my father has had such an impact by playing that character the way he did in people's lives. And they don't know how or why, but I think when people really feel something, they tell you. That's real. And you don't say things to make you feel good, And my whole life, people would either recognize my name and tell their story of how they were scared to death on Friday nights, and it just impacted them in such a positive way. That's a big positive for me. And then on the other side, a lot of the negatives are people making their presumptions about you as a person, about your talent, about your work ethic, lumping you into another category of celebrity kids. I never felt that way. But that's all other people. And I got to a point in my life where I'm I can't affect what people think. I just need to show them what I can do and let my work speak for itself.
Do you think having the name Lou Ferrigno gets you into the casting offices and
okay? So it's hard to say. I think it's definitely interesting to see if Lou Ferrigno's a son. Let's see what he looks like. Let's see what he sounds like. Let's see, because at the time when I was first starting audition, nobody knew who I was, and I think that it can have. If I get in trouble legally, knock on wood, people are going to know it just based on the name. That big of a kind of a splash will be made just because of my name and my affiliation with my father. So that's definitely a negative to it. But that's why I stay on a nice, straight and narrow path for the most part. I try to do good. I'm grateful for what I have and what my father and my mother especially has given to me and provided me with my entire life, and so the support. So it'll always be an answer or a question that I'll have to address. But I address it with gratitude, and I address it with I'm just very thankful for what I have now because I've really worked hard at something that's a craft, and I found that, and I can lose myself in that. And instead of blame people for this or expect this, or entitlement's a big deal, with a lot of people, unfortunately. And there's nothing more unappealing, I think, than someone who's just really entitled and believes that they deserve something that they haven't worked for.
If you enjoyed that clip, consider listening to the whole episode on the Corridor Cast. It's found on YouTube, youtube.com/CorridorCast. But you can also listen to it on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you can find podcasts. That's right, guys. This clip is just a taste of the entire episode. It's great. Go listen to it.